What we have here is a failure to communicate. Jailbreaks and prison escapes. Oh, we really aren't having any more than we usually do. I mean, I researched a few years back, and I think we had more 10 years ago than we do now. Okay, that's all fine and wonderful, but to me, that type of an answer is complacency. So what? If it happens, it happens. That's what I get out of that type of an answer, rather than an answer that says we need to do something with training to help prevent escapes from jails and prisons. Today, I have a real subpoena in front of me for an escape, and I'm not going to say which escape, that isn't too old of an escape. And this is an actual subpoena I'm going to read off of on the things that investigators, the courts, and the media are going to want to have to disgrace our corrections agency. That's basically what it is. Of course, we don't want this to happen. We want to show what was missed. We want to investigate. We want to find out why things happen. And that's good, because you have to have an investigation to find out what went wrong and how to fix those problems. That's why an investigation is good, and it must be a thorough investigation. But I just want to read the subpoena today and not talk so much about investigation, because I want people that don't realize how much is going to be looked at to listen to this. Every day you do something at work, every day could end up in a subpoena, a court subpoena, okay? Number one, any and all written communication between staff, management, I'll use the name management, this one has a specific staff member, and staff, okay? Not limited to emails, text messages, or other written communications or discussions. Everything you text, everything you write, everything you do is subject to a subpoena. I always tell staff, please be careful. Think every day while you're at work how important that text to your fellow officer could be, that text to your supervisor could be, that written report, where that could end up. Think outside the box for your protection and the agency's protection. What else was the subpoena after an escape? Any and all surveillance video which depicts any pods or areas of your jail, it says a specific jail here, which shows the area where the escapees were located, where they escaped from. Everything you do while you're walking around on duty, when you're in front of those cameras, can be scrutinized, folks. Horseplay. You're on duty doing horseplay. You're not on duty and you've left your area, and there's no officers there, and there's none visible, not seen in the camera for a number of hours. Anything like that. This is bad news, folks. When you're on duty, you're subject to be seen at any time on camera, and that camera footage can be put into a courtroom in front of some jurors, and you sitting there being embarrassed by a defense attorney for horseplay or not doing your job when you're supposed to. Please think about it. Think outside the box. Think about what you're doing at work. Copies of all handbooks, policies, and protocols regarding in-shift head counts and inmates, inmate lockdown times, and security measures to prevent inmate escapes. Are you putting in the log that you were there, but there's proof that you were not there? That's bad. Falsification of official documents. Yes, your logs are official documents. Is a felony. Perjury is a felony if you get on the stand and they prove you weren't there, but you put in your log you were there. And if you continue to say you were there and they prove you weren't, that's perjury in a court of law. Folks, please think about it. Think about it. Is it worth it? A list of all employees, both public, meaning, and private, scheduled to work. A list of all staff. Civilian, uniform, it doesn't matter. We want everybody that was scheduled to work 2 days prior, 2 days after the escape. We want to see their time cards, their time sheets, and entry and exit times from the prison or jail. While looking at these time sheets and time cards, you may not have had anything to do or be at fault for any of the reason an inmate escaped. But now they find out, oh, but over here on this side, it looks like this officer falsified their timesheet. Boom, you got busted because of an escape investigation. Now, falsifying a timesheet is also a felony and cause for termination in many agencies. Please, folks, think about what you're doing at work. A list of employees who were suspended and or disciplined in any way since the escape. Any communication or paperwork regarding the suspension and the disciplinary action your agency took. Well, not only now do they want to know who's in trouble, who's suspended, who's terminated, who's disciplined for doing something wrong that led to an escape. Now that'll end up in the courtroom. The media will get a hold of it, and it'll end up on the media. And you get to have your picture on the media and all the things you did or didn't do. Please, think about what you're doing at work. Think outside the box. Any documentation and photographs regarding and pending or recent construction or repair work pertaining to particular cells and pods. They're going to get any work done at the jail. Any repairs done, they'll go back even a few months and find out what repairs have been done, what areas needed attention. They're even going to look and find out what areas need attention that have not been repaired and ask why. This is where management needs to be on top of things so you're not embarrassed in front of the media. Why aren't things getting done at your jail or prison to prevent escapes? Please stay on top of it. Any emails or text messages alerting any local law enforcement agencies of the escape. They want to know, how quickly did you react to the escape? Did you notify local law enforcement and surrounding agencies immediately, like you should? Or did you wait and hold on to the information? Why would you do that? If an inmate escapes, you need to get that information out. It's our job to protect the community, right? The public. That's our job. Besides care, custody, and control of inmates, which obviously there's an escape, so we didn't control that particular inmate or inmates. And now we have to protect the public. Don't wait, folks. Get the message out. You can be embarrassed later, because you're going to be embarrassed anyway. A list of cell and pod tier assignments for all inmates in the area of the escape and the inmate or inmates who escape. Why? Well, we all know that inmates do get interviewed during escape investigations. Now, whether they tell the truth or not, we don't know. We have to decipher all that. We have to find out if there's evidence that backs up what they say. So their witness statement is not as good in the eyes of the courts as the statement of a civilian employee or a correctional officer in uniform. But we have to do it. We have to interview them, because sometimes an inmate will tell what's really happening. I've had it in many of my investigations. Oh, there's a reason why they're telling the truth. They want something, or They want somebody out of the way, or they just want publicity, but we have to do it. We have to follow up on inmate witnesses. Okay? And we have to think about these things while we're at work every single day. Audio, video recordings made by any of the devices within the jail or prison during the escape. Any and all documentation pertaining to inmate security checks and head count reports. Every head count log, every log you document in for security checks will be scrutinized. Please do it correctly. Please be present. Please make your security checks. They will also subpoena, which is not on this subpoena list, but it would be on mine, all inmate phone calls. Sometimes you don't have to subpoena those. Sometimes the agency will just freely hand those over. But just for general purpose, all inmate phone calls, especially the ones who escaped, I want to know what they're saying on the phone. All their mail that we have, I want to see it. Present mail in their box. If it's electronic, I want to see all that. I want to search all their properties, and I want to see what's in their properties. And anyone involved with the inmate or inmates who escaped, I want to see their mail and listen to their phone calls as well. Folks, the whole purpose of this video is every minute you're at work in corrections, it's being recorded. Oh, sure, there's blind spots from the cameras. That may not be recorded. But something's going to be recorded while you're at work from the cameras. All your documents that you write on are recorded documents, and they're going to be available. All your text messages are going to be available. So please, think about what you're doing. Don't want anybody that's innocent to get in some kind of trouble for doing some silly mistake on their text or in front of the cameras. And please, don't falsify a log. If you missed a security check, write an incident report on yourself. Isn't that better to turn it in? Say, I missed this check because. Oh, but I guess you won't write an incident report if you were off your post and not supposed to be. Well, in that case, we'll take care of that with disciplinary action. Please be careful out there. Isn't the job dangerous enough without us making mistakes to embarrass ourselves and the agency? This isn't a scolding video. It's an awareness video. Thank you for watching. Gary York, True Prison Stories. Please subscribe.